What's going on, people? It's your boy Leon Mass from Leon Talks TV. Welcome back to the channel. So today is an interesting one. It's something that I've noticed. The one thing I've noticed online is this whole thing of age shaming. It's a weird one. I see a lot of young people who seem to think that once you hit 30 or 40, life just stops. I don't get it. Like, a lot of the times, these people don't seem to realize that you are going to get to that age as well, right? Because life is short and you will get there. And it's just funny how they just like to associate a certain age with not living your life anymore. It's like, yeah, you should just stay in your house and don't come out. Like, you're not allowed to have fun anymore. Because the comments I see on social media suggest that someone over 30, 40, or even 50 isn't allowed to have a life. It's honestly mind-boggling. For example, take someone like Jim Jones. Don't get me wrong. He might overdo it with his fashion sense and the jewelries and, it's like Tony Yayo doing the, what they call it? The push shiesty. Now, don't get me wrong. I would wear push shiesty if it's cold. Like, no one's going to tell me not that I can't wear push shiesty when it's freezing cold and my face is getting hit by the wind. But he might be overdoing it, wearing it in Vlad TV interviews and stuff like that. Now, to be fair, he is overdoing it, wearing it on Vlad TV interviews or even any podcast. To be wearing a push shiesty ski mask on a podcast, especially when you're older, is a bit too much. That I can understand. But if it's appropriate, like in this picture where Tony Ayo seems like he's in a cold country, then yeah, it's acceptable. But at the end of the day, a man can choose what to wear at any age. It might not always be age appropriate, but you just gotta know when to rock it. But another time, I saw one guy who was probably in his 40s, and someone in the comments said, how can someone in their 40s be wearing tracksuit bottoms, Nike fleeces? I mean, what is a man supposed to do? What, a man in his 40s isn't supposed to wear tracksuit bottoms? Is he not allowed to feel comfortable in a tracksuit bottoms? Like, for example, what is he supposed to do or what is he supposed to wear when he wants to go to the gym? Like, riddle me that, right? Or when he just wants to quickly run to the shops to grab some milk and bread. Is he expected to wear trousers and jeans all day? I'm like, really? This isn't the 80s anymore. Times have changed. Like, you expect a man in his 30s and 40s to dress like Bill Cosby or like Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? I mean, for me personally, I'll probably wear tracksuit bottoms until I'm old in age. Because for me, my plan is to never stop going to the gym. And plus, I want to be able to wear things that I feel comfortable in at times. And you know what's funny, right? Just speaking about the 80s and the 90s, because a lot of the times people get shamed for what they say on social media, right? And a lot of the time, the younger generation, what they don't get is that the younger generation wasn't privy to conversations, for example, our parents used to have with their friends or our uncles and aunties. So what I'm trying to say is that the conversation that we wasn't privy to when we were young is probably the same conversations that people their age group were having. So nothing's probably really changed. People were always having these type of conversations that you see on podcasts. So when someone says something crazy, or not crazy, but just having a debate or a discussion about certain things, automatically people in the comments will be like, oh my days, can you believe this person is pushing 14, 50 years old and they're talking about this and they're talking about that, or they're debating and arguing. Like, people have been doing it from way back. But it's just that most of the time we wasn't privy to those type of conversations. For example, right? When you was a kid and your parents were in the living room chilling with their friends, they would often tell the kids, yo, go to your room and chill and let grown-ups be grown-ups, right? So hence why I said that you was never privy to those conversations. But conversations that I had now was going on way back then as well. Because now with podcasts, everyone is kind of privy to the conversations that people of all ages are having now. This brings me to another group of guys, probably in their 30s and 40s, who were specifically talking about relationships and women. They were discussing what men talk about when it comes to women, right? As men do. Things like pursuing women and just general dating talks about the dating game, as they do on podcasts, right? Then someone in the comment was like, look at these guys talking about girls that they are meeting up with or dating. And they are pushing 50, by the way. Another comment was like, what are you supposed to do? stop meeting up or approaching women when you're in your 30s and 40s and even 50s? Like, do men suddenly stop getting horny when they reach that age? And like the person added, well, they should be married by that age. They should have kids. Okay, yes, that was the expectation, but sometimes life doesn't work like that. Sometimes a person gets married and then goes through a divorce and they have to go back out there and approach women again. Or maybe they prefer to get their life together first before pursuing women. I mean, how is someone supposed to get married if they don't approach women, right? And pursue them? Or even to the point that you can't even have debates or have a sense of humor unless you're doing a TikTok dance challenge. And funny enough, that probably is the only thing older people don't get age shamed for on social media. But I don't know. I just ain't never seen it. I could be wrong. But you know what? What's actually funny, right? You know what's actually funny? There was this clip going around a while back that really caught my attention. It featured two girls on a podcast discussing this festival called the Wireless Festival. It's a major music event in the UK where top rappers perform, like Drake or Nicki Minaj. This year was supposed to be a special one because it was the first time Vybz Kartel has performed in the UK. I'm not sure if he's performed in the UK, but it's after his release, right? He's been in jail for like, what, over 10 years? And he's a very famous artist. And he was set to perform, right? And if you're not familiar with Vybz Kartel, he's been making music since the early 2000s. So he's been around for a while. Anyway, these two girls said something that really got people fired up, so to speak. They claimed that anyone over 30 shouldn't be attending a Vybz Kartel concert at the Wireless Festival. I'm like, what? Can you really believe that? They really said that? The backlash was intense. People in the comments were absolutely roasting them because it just doesn't make sense. How can you age shame someone for wanting to enjoy a concert? If anyone shouldn't be going to a Vybz Kartel concert, it's probably the younger folks in their teens or early 20s who might not even know who Vybz Kartel is. Like, Vybz Kartel is not even their generation. Vybz Kartel is a 50-year-old man. So what business do the younger generation even have going to a wireless festival where Vybz Kartel is going to be the headliner? It's wild how people take things too far on social media, using name calling and buzzwords that trigger outrage. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and even Twitter, or X as it's now called, have become hotbeds for rage bait or rage baiting, so to speak. It's like the new clout game, getting attention by stirring up drama or controversy. And sadly, many people fall for it. In the end, social media can amplify opinions in ways that can lead to unnecessary conflict. It's important to remember that enjoying music and culture isn't restricted by any age. Everyone should feel free to celebrate the artists they feel or they enjoy, regardless of how old they are. Like, age never limit you to go out there and have fun or go shake a leg. As long as you're still healthy, as long as you still got the strength to do it, why not? Who gives a heck what people think, right? Now it's a reminder to take a step back and not let the noise of social media dictate how we feel about enjoying life. You see, one thing people, especially the younger generation, society's views on age have evolved over the years. The way people perceive those in the 30s and the 40s today is vastly different from how those same age groups were viewed in the 70s and the 80s. Back then, it were often a strong emphasis on settling down, conforming to traditional roles, and enduring to certain societal expectations based on age. Today, however, the landscape has shifted dramatically. With the rise of social media in a more interconnected world, the narrative surrounding aging has changed. People are more exposed to diverse lifestyle, fashion choices, and ways of living that differ to the old norms. For example, we see individuals in their 30s and 40s engaging in activities that were once thought to be reserved for the younger generation, like dancing on TikTok. This change is partly driven by social media, which allows people to showcase their lives in real time, which we was not privy to pre-social media. And breaking down age-related stereotypes. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok highlight the vibrant lives of people at any age, showing that being in your 30s and 40s doesn't mean you have to slow down or fit into a box. Instead, it encourages people to express themselves freely, whether that means wearing trendy outfits, pursuing fitness goals, or dating with confidence. Moreover, the older generation is starting to embrace this change as well. I mean, many individuals in their 50s and 60s are redefining what it means to age, often adapting to a youthful mindset. They participate in social media trends and maintain an active lifestyle, proving that age is just a number. You see, this basically highlights the fact that society views are evolving, allowing us to live authentically and enjoy every moment, no matter what stage of life we're in. So, anyways, on that note, I'd like to just leave it there. So, at the end of the day, age shaming is just a puzzling trend that we really need to challenge. Just because someone hits a certain age doesn't mean they should stop enjoying life. So, at the end of the day, man, age should never limit our ability to enjoy life and connect with others. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And on that note, salute your boy Leon Mans from Leon Talks TV.